You know what? I need. I think I'm gonna start wearing my dentures. I may even start wearing my overalls again. I'm thinking that anyway. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. Well, that's you know, I need to shave. Hey, Barbara. Yeah, I look so scroungy anymore. Um, Today is Mother's Day. I didn't realize it till my middle grandson popped in over here with his wife to be with some roses from my daughter, and they took her out to dinner. Um, I wish they would hurry up and get married. I, I want, my grandsons, they're all, how do you say this, of color, being their dad. Yes, I did, Barbara. I appreciate it so much. Darling, please don't hurt yourself. I mean, I need it and all that, but I don't want you to hurt yourself just to help me out. But yeah, I got it. Um, Now what was I saying? It's Mother's Day, and my grandsons are all of color. In other words, they're mixed. Um, and the funny thing is, now I used to be, I didn't think I was, but I was a racist. I did think I was better than a black person. I didn't realize it at the time, but I did. And you know what? I don't know. I think I'm gonna. Maybe it wouldn't look so bad if I put my teeth in. My daughter still hadn't clipped the hairs out of my ears. Um, I don't know if I got any coming out of my nose, and I don't see any. uh, but I was. Thank you, Barbara, dear. I appreciate it so much. Um, that I I don't know if people is surprised when they see my grandbabies for the first time, and I don't make nothing out of it. They're just normal, wonderful kids. My oh Lord, I'm trying not to cry here. I just let this. I think about my oldest one. He's 32. And I think back when I first found out my daughter was pregnant. That was one thing. But then I found out her daddy was black. Well, I went nuts. I pitched a dang fit. I said, you got to have an abortion and all that stuff. And I was standing in her bedroom door and I was so mad and so upset that I reached over there and I hit her wall where the light switch was at. And I knocked a hole in the wall. Now, that was racist. And then I pitched another fit later on in that month that I found out because I said she had to have an abortion that my wife and her were planning on doing that. And they were checking out different contacts about it and stuff. And I pitched another fit. No way in hell y'all gonna kill my grandchild. I mean, how stupid was that? But I was a racist. And I remember back when I was 14 years old and I had this job delivering prescriptions for this drugstore on my bicycle all around the neighborhood, probably in about a 3 or 4 mile square area. And there was one section of close by that was black. Well, you know what we used to call it. I'm not going to say the word because my daughter, she gets upset when I say it when I'm describing something. She says it bothers her how easy it just rolls off my tongue, But so I don't use it. But that one section, there was another boy working for the drugstore. He wouldn't deliver prescriptions over there. And he was a bigger racist than I was. And he wouldn't go over there. I love to go over there. I love to go over there. And in hindsight, I thought I was better than those folks. And they tipped me good. They gave me good tips. I love to go over there. I only made $20 a week plus tips. But he wouldn't go over. His name was Harry Meyer. He would not go over. I ain't going over there in a blank to blank town. Well, I didn't have a problem with that. But I don't. The other day in one of my videos, I don't know if I put that in the video or not. I was going down the street on my scooter, and there was this lady sitting over there in the chair. And she had a bowl, and she was eating something out of the bowl. I thought it was chicken at first. But as I got to talking to her and everything, and I looked at her and I said, that's crabs. And she said, yes, it is. And I said, I love crab, but I don't like it. That was blue crab she was eating. I like snow crabs. But we talked, and she's a black lady. And the weird thing about it is that when I meet somebody, it doesn't click in my mind that they're black or white or Hispanic or Indian or whatever. It doesn't click in my mind. But then when I think about it, oh, they're from India. Uh, they're Oriental, but I don't. And I look, and then I try to, because I'm pretty good at, if I see somebody that's Asian, I'm pretty good at determining whether they're Japanese, Korean, or Chinese or Filipino. I'm pretty good at that. And, but it doesn't click in my mind when I'm sitting there talking to them what they are other than a person, a human being, a person that pretty much all their life wants the same thing that I want and for myself and everybody else wants for themselves. It just doesn't click. When this new house got built next to us, uh, I just assumed that the person was white. And one day she pulled up in the driveway, and I said, "When's this house going to get finished?" And I remember she said, "We hope we'll be in by May." Well, that was over a year ago, and they finally got moved in. Uh, but in my mind, she was white or just a person. And her name was Brittany. And uh, she, when I met her the second time, she come out of the front door. She seen me out there going through some trash that she had set out. She set out what appeared to be a brand new pet vacuum cleaner. And I thought it looked new, and I needed one. And I got it, and as I was leaving, she come out the front door and she was telling me then that it didn't work. And I told her then, I said, "Well, I'll see if I can make it work." And I couldn't make it work. So I wound up getting sitting out in the trash again. But that time I met her, I'm looking at her and I'm like, "You're black." That's what I said. I said, "You're black." I said, "The first time I met you, you look white." Or it just didn't occur to me. She thought it was funny because she'd already moved in there and she knew my grandkids were half black. And I wish my grandson, my 14-year-old, was as friendly and outgoing as her kids are. She's got two kids at home, maybe three. One of them was 11, one of them was about 9. The girl, she's 11. She looks older. She's tall. And she's forever out there roller skating. And the boy, he's got this little electric scooter he's always riding. But I don't notice what people are other than human, other than somebody that maybe I could be friends with. Um, I, I wish I knew how to get in contact with somebody named Charlie Lofton. He was a sergeant first class. He was my He was my chief in the section that I was in on my gun section. And Donald Patterson was black. He was short. And when he first seen me, he thought I was somebody that he knew that he was really friends with. And he come running up there and grabbed me and was hugging me. And here I was, new to the military, never having interaction with black people before in my life. And when he started hugging me, I grabbed him around the neck and I started pounding him in the head with my fist. And at that time, I didn't know it, but I broke my hand hitting him in the head. And he proceeded to kick my butt. Little short guy. Oh no! And when I last time I seen him, he was a sergeant. He was a sergeant, and I would love to see him again. Um, would love to see him again. How many people have I got in here? 5? Not many. But they would really get a chuckle to see me and to see my grandchildren. They would really get a chuckle out of that. Hey, Fantab, I missed you so much, dear. And I was seeing where you was talking about when you become disabled, but it just sucks so bad. There's so many things. I'll tell you what, if I could go back to being in the same health I was 20 years ago, I would have a lot of subscribers. There were some things that I could do. Hey, Paranormal, lots of things I could do. And there's one guy, he's doing something I wanted to do. And he has he's an upholsterer. He builds furniture and stuff, and that's what I did. And I've been thinking if I could still do that, I'd start a channel like that. And he's doing that, and he is making a killing. And I can't remember his name to save my neck. I started to say save my ass. I try not to talk risque. Um, and I'm trying. It just I get so dead. I, I don't see me getting any better, especially walking. And I know I'm going to fall again. Sooner or later, I'm going to get careless and I'm going to bust my butt. So far, all the falls I've had, I haven't hurt myself. One fall that I had, my fingernails are dirty. I've been out there working in the plants again. Look at that. I've been out there digging in the dirt. But the last time I hurt myself falling was this finger here. I felt my bend way over like that, and I can't get it straight now. See how it is? I can't get it straight. These here, they pop. The joints pop when I straighten them out like that. Uh, take my time. And you guys, I'll tell you the truth. If I would love to have a whole lot of subscribers. But if I didn't have to a handful, and I was feeling really down earlier today, and all of a sudden I got read some comments and some emails that somebody sent me, and I need to brush my. I don't know, shave or not to shave. Do I need to shave? I'm gonna start wearing my overalls again. The only thing about the overalls, I can't dress myself with the overalls. I can get them kind of halfway on, but my daughter has to help me. Uh, I feel so bad sometimes, but then here comes some of my subscribers. And let me read that. Yeah, no rush, man. Get to where you need to go in one piece. Yeah, um, I do not like these golden years. Uh, if I could just go back to like I was that year and a half I worked for Walmart, I was in good shape. I was walking about 6 or 7 miles. I had one of the things you hang in your pocket that tells you how far you walked. And I was walking about 6 or 7 uh, miles in the 8 hour shift. And what I was doing, I guess you could say I was scrubbing. Uh, but I love that job. The pay wasn't the pay. Uh, I don't. I think I was making something like somewhere around $8, $9, $10 an hour. So the pay wasn't nothing, but I loved it because I was constantly meeting people, and I was really into my photography at that time, and I got a lot. I hate to call them customers, just to call them clients. And they would bring this kid over to my little studio, and uh, I would do pictures of the children and stuff and the pets. I loved it. If I could afford to buy my equipment back, I would still try to do it. Uh, I could still take. I would like to go to some of these Ocala where I live. It's a lot of horse farms around here. It was some pop by told me it was the horse capital of the world. I don't know. Oh, oh boy. I got a lot of pain in my chest area and everything, but it's from straining. This bed. One time when I was in the hospital, my daughter called the VA and they replaced my bed. They brought me in the hospital bed, and this thing is terrible. It and if I try to sit up in the bed, I'm really straining in my chest muscle area. I don't get up like that anymore. Now I push that button that raises it up so I don't have to strain to get up. Oh, I want to take a deep breath, but it hurts. Uh, but I've started using that thing to lift me up. Oh, yeah, I hate to admit it, folks, but I was a racist. I was a racist. Used to when somebody say you're a racist, I say I'm not a racist. I got friends that's black. Only I didn't say I got friends that's black. I said I got friends, and you know what I call them. Uh, but it's the way. It's the way. I don't know how they uh, took out all those years that they took the crap that they took. And it's the same thing with other minorities, you know, like when I was living up in the mountains, and the Cherokee Indian Reservation was just down the road, and didn't nobody want to see an Indian come in their place of business. I remember this dime store, and they hated it when a little Indian kid come in, and they'd start watching, following around, calling them thieving and all that stuff. What a shame. What a shame. We stole their land. We just. Now, I see something in the news about the state of California is wanting to pay reparations to the blacks in that state for the slavery part of it. They want to do. Well, I am against that. They want the people that live in California now. They're wanting them. What's that? They're wanting them to pay a pile of cash to these blacks that's living now that didn't live in that time, and we didn't live in that time. That was other people. So I don't think I don't think the black population there now should get those reparations. And I mean, there you're talking about giving some individuals like $1 million plus. If I was living in California, I'd be totally against that. It's a shame what happened. But the people that's living today, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. And the blacks that's living today in that state, it wasn't them that had to live through that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I really don't. Yeah, fantastic. It's muscles. Yeah, that's what it is. It's muscles. Um, I'm pretty sure of that. I've got to get my butt to the doctor. Hold on just a minute. I got to find something here that. I find something. I'm blind as a bat down there in the dark. I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm down on my last pair of glasses. stepped on my other pair and bent them, broke them. And I'm having trouble remembering my passwords. Anything me and the bank owned, we had to pay for or having to. Yeah, well, I don't have any bills. Um, my property I had out in where we lived for over, well, let's see, we lived, and we bought that in '83. We lived out there for 28 years. And then I wound up, somebody burnt the house down when we moved to town. And my sister in law decided she'd like to have the property. I've already got them broke down, but my daughter, and I showed it to my sister in law. Well, I didn't really sell it. I just, I just quit paying tax. I was just letting it go. And she come in and want to know if she could have it if she paid the taxes on it. And I let her have it. She paid about $7,000. And I don't know why I don't get so many people. Uh, I've only got 5 people on the channel right now. But where was that? I done lost my train of thought. Done lost my train of thought. Flavored water. I quit drinking sodas and minerals. Hi, y'all, from Otto. Oh, I know where Otto, North Carolina is. Sure do. I lived up there in the mountains and around Bryson City and Cherokee for, Lord, your sister and the house in '83. Yeah, '83 is when I first bought that property, and then we bought a mobile home, the most expensive that they had at that time, and it was a big one. But I only had to pay $28,500 for it, and lived there for 28 years before we moved. But my daughter's kind of wishing she could buy it back from her. My sister-in-law don't want it. She was gonna move down here, but she's not gonna do it anymore. And she's done got old. Everybody's getting old. We're all getting old. Yeah, you're right, Ann. I've been through there. What's the closest big town? Is that to? Uh, I remember the first time I ever went up there in the mountains. Yeah, I thought there's a lot of old folks here. Franklin. Crap. Okay, Franklin, that's where I got married. That's the town I got married in by the judge at the courthouse. And guess what? My mother-in-law, we was all sitting in that judge's office, and my mother-in-law farted. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, we live right across the mountain there in a place called Nantahala. Um, and and the area we lived in Nantahala was Briartown. Um, my daughter and me once, I guess we both still got property up there because the old home place, it's just sitting there. You know, Georgia line ain't too far from Franklin. Mount Airy, that's about 100 miles, maybe further than that. But I lived up there for a long time. I love that place. I don't know why I decided to leave. Well, yes, I do, because there was not much work there, and my brother-in-law told me he could get me a job where he worked, making double what I was making where I was working. I was working in Asheville at the time, and the job I had, I was begging just for a nickel raise, and them son of the guns wouldn't give me that nickel raise. And I was making a dollar $1.30, $1.35 an hour. And I went to where my brother-in-law worked in Hickory, North Carolina, and I got a job and just training, just learning. They started me at $1.75 an hour. And after 6 months, yep, that's right. And after when I got trained and everything, I started making around 250, sometimes $3 an hour on piecework. You got paid for so much for every piece you done. In other words, it was up to you. And that's how I got into furniture. And I loved it. Okay, Ann, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope my sister-in-law is watching. Her name's Ann. Anna Laura Shields was her maiden name, and I call her Annie Laurie. Come back. I try to do one every Sunday, live, and I'm wanting to do one where I can have a guest, but I got to get back on StreamYard. I'm on YouTube's uh, live stream right now. But I sure love my in-laws. I love my in-laws. I shouldn't say that. That you did all kinds of stuffed dressers and cabinets. Yeah. Yeah, sure did. Anyhow, I swear I thought I'd have more people in here than this, but well, I've got 7. It's going up. Give me some thumbs up if you haven't already. Carol Ann, pretty name. Carol Ann. I got a story about my sister-in-law. Her name's Annie. She almost killed me one time with a Coca-Cola bottle. I'll tell that story on my next video that I'll put up tomorrow. She almost killed me with a Coke bottle. What age group are you in, Carol Ann? But most of my subscribers tend to be, she's 66. That's what I was going to say. It's somewhere around between 50 and 70. And I wished I was 66 again. Lord have mercy. I started going downhill when I was about 70. We're so glad you stopped by, Em. So glad. Paranormal is 24. I hadn't been married too long when I was 24. Matter of fact, there was something about the age when you had to have car insurance. I think you either had to be 24 or 25 before it went down, before the price went down, if I'm not mistaken. And I've been driving ever since 1957. Of course, I'm not driving now. I don't even have a car now. I can't afford it. My daughter has a hard time remembering how old I am. She asked me the other day, "Are you 80 or 81?" I said, "Darling, I'm 82." And when my daughter was born, I was 30 years old. She was our firstborn. But anyhow, appreciate you stopping by. I'm gonna be shutting this down pretty much. I'm wanting to start doing some live with some guest people on there, but I gotta get hooked back up with StreamYard before I do that. But I appreciate all y'all being in here for me like this. It makes this old man extremely happy. And I've got to send, and folks, I am still wanting to collect dirt. I've got dirt from several states. I had a whole collection one time and I lost it. And I've only got about 10 now. And I'm going to put another in my next video, but I'm still, in other words, when I say dirt, just get you a little bottle of something or a little plastic bag and you go out in your backyard and scoop you up, I don't know, 3 or 4 ounces of dirt and mail it to me. When my mom was 50, I was half her age, 25. My mama, my mama was 16 years old when I was born. That means she was pregnant with me when she was 15. And I had a really, really bad relationship with my mother. I'll tell this story again in one of my videos coming up about my mama. She abandoned us on Mother's Day, 1951. And I've dealt with it all my life. In other words, we got back together off and on, but things wasn't good. It was, but my mom was 16 when I was born. And I was born in 1941. My mama's been dead now about 4 or 5 years. And the last thing she ever said to me, the last thing she said to me was when I called up my sister to tell my sister my wife had just passed away. And Mother was there. Mother was just visiting. She was living in Virginia at the time. And her and I got on the phone, and she told me, said, you deserved it. I ain't never forgot that. But I'll get into that on another video. My mom. Her name was, holy crap. Okay, now I remember. I forgot part of her name. Annie Margaret Holt. She had 9 kids. 5 of them is my bunch. We're all full brothers and sisters. The others are half brothers and sisters. Anyway, I'm gonna let that go for right now. I'm gonna make videos. I'm gonna start making more videos. I used to make a video every day, but I haven't done that lately. All right, guys, I appreciate all of you being here so much. And I know I sometimes talk about quitting YouTube, but I'm not. When I quit YouTube, that means I'm dead. So, my wife passed away 15 years ago. And my wife and I always knew that I would outlive her. Her health wasn't good. But I'm going to tell you what, I didn't realize, and I don't think she realized just how hard that was going to be on me. I didn't know. And the saying that you don't know what you got till you don't have it anymore. And I had the most wonderful wife. And the rough times, I wish I'd have had enough sense to have made it a better time. But anyhow, guys, girls, I'm going to cut this one off now. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I will see you in the next one. See you. Now I got to figure out how to end. There it is.